something's working. Okay, yeah, it is. Hello, everyone. We're doing episode 5 of I just call you Echo just to make
Yeah.
sure. Okay,
hmm
we're doing episode 5 of Echo VT today. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Um, well, it's nice to meet you. My name is Echo VTS. I am an Aztec mythological creature called the Nanibrike. Been streaming for 5 years. I do ASMR, RPGs, and just chatting streams on my channel. And English is my second language.
Uh, fair enough. I just
hmm
realized I messed up on one thing. Okay, it's fine. Like, wait, did I just mess up on one thing? Oh, yeah, my name's Ike. I forgot about that. But hopefully you're having fun today, Echoes, and thanks for coming by.
hmm
So with one of the questions, well, since we're gonna go top from bottom,
hmm
first one is how did you come up with your name? Is the first question.
Um, that was a good question. Um, when I started to create my character like 5 years ago, I wanted something that would be like attention grabbing and easy to remember. And there was always this thing with like whenever you're on stream, streamers would read the second part of your name, not like the entire part of the name, and it would always kind of irked me a little bit. At first, it was like NN underscore echo, and then I didn't like that. It didn't sound catchy.
Hmm.
And like the name Echo, I just liked it because of like my whole like name meaning. And people always assume VTS, they thought VTuber Studios. And I'm like, you know what? That makes more sense. I actually just said virtual streamer. That's what the VTS stands for.
Uh,
That's that was the ironic part. I was like, it makes more sense. That sounds like it's part from VTuber Studios, but I don't work with VTuber Studios. I don't have any like attachment to them. But
yeah.
yeah.
Honestly, that makes sense. It's like I would
hmm
say, I guess people are able to say your name and they on how they want to pronounce it. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh my gosh, brain. I got a drink from last night, so my brain hurts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, number two. What inspired you to start VTubing in the first place?
I knew about VTubers before like the whole like VTuber boom happened 5 years ago, where everyone was kind of like hopping into this VTuber train ever since like Hololive and Miko's video that like floated around the internet and TikTok. I followed Miko way before she joined Hololive. I thought she was really funny, even though like partially like I didn't understand half of the time what she was saying, even though like Japanese is one of the languages I understand. It's just not like my full on language, like dominant language.
Hmm.
But she was one of the reasons why I decided to be a VTuber. I was a creator, content creator like before I was a VTuber. I was like a live cam streamer, but things happen. I would say like, like goals were not like where I was at the moment, and then just like personal reasons. So I took a break, but I did enjoy making content. So I wanted to come back, but doing something different. And while I was on break, I was watching Nico and faceless streamers, and I was like, why can't I not? Why I could have just done that? Could have just been a faceless streamer. So I decided to do that. I worked on the idea for like 2 years on what concept I was trying to do, and then I debuted it as a 3D VTuber first. And I think as of this year, this would be 2 years of me as a 2D VTuber.
Oh wow.
hmm
Honestly, jeez. When I would say you went from 3D to it took me like a few years until I went 2D, but like hopefully,
Mm,
do you have any videos of the 3D one?
she's still floating around.
Yeah, I'd love to see that. It's like
Hmm.
it's interesting because I always like hearing the stories of like how people like started and seeing them going from 3D to 2D.
Yeah, I created my 3D.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
that is cool. It's like when I got my 3D one, it was like a friend gifted it to me for free.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and I will say, even though I think he's 2D now,
Hmm.
all of us, like in our friend group, besides one friend that's still 3D, me and him are the
Hmm.
only 2D ones. But sorry about that. Didn't mean to go off track. I
No,
get,
you're fine.
yeah. Okay, third question. What was your debut stream like? Any fun or chaotic moments?
Um, my first debut as, let's say, as my first VTuber model, it was a bit chaotic. It was a bit fun. It was definitely different. I debuted the same year Cyberpunk 2077 was released. So I played Cyberpunk 2077, and what's funny is my model was kind of very similar to like cyberware. It wasn't like full on cyber tech kind of shenanigans, but it was similar. Um, it was memorable because I had a lot of people who joined in that like I I was welcomed at first as a VTuber in the beginning. Didn't know anyone, just knew like maybe like a few people here and there. I just didn't know how to network properly. And then my second time around, um, was I put a little bit more effort onto that. That I can remember very well. I put so much work on it. I had a music video for them. I remember so many were there from like the beginning of my stream to the newcomers who come into who got I got reddit from like different friends of mine that I got to meet. Um, it was so much fun. People were impressed on how I looked. Um, Obviously it's this model, right? And it got more into the aspect of what I am with it, which me being a mythological creature, right? Um, with like my wings and my like headpiece. A lot of people assume I was like associating like death, and I'm like, no, it's a serpent headpiece. If you know Aztec mythology, um, Quetzalcoatl, he's a deity in Aztec mythology for excuse me.
You're good.
He's I drink some water. He's the serpent of like life and fertility and like literature and knowledge. So he's very wise. I picked I picked him, well, or he picked me. But it was fun because I got to give them a little bit more knowledge about my culture.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Honestly, I'm just kind of shocked. It's like I do like the like how the avatar the like, VTuber model looks. 'Cause when you showed the what you put on not
My
too long ago,
wings.
yeah, your wings.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, they look so pretty.
Yeah. I also have tails too, which is funny. Like I do have tails. I just don't swing them up as much.
Oh,
Mhm. I do sincerely apologize, but yes.
no, you're fine. I don't mind. 'Cause I will say soon I'm gonna have like well, I would say wings, but like the wings look so cute though.
Thank you.
No problem. I always love commenting on the other VTubers like designs because like it's always unique. I always really want to see the uniqueness. I think when I
Hmm.
saw yours before I reach out, yours was just like, oh my gosh. Like, I don't know if she's a peacock or death or something else. Like, I was like confused, like
Mm-hmm.
interested. Like, I guess how I would say it, like, if you know how to do like a wow factor with your VTuber model, people will be interested in it and want to like support you and watch you if they want to. Like, that's how I
Yeah.
would say it. I don't know if I would be wrong in that, but like, that's how I would, see it from my point of view. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
but let's see. Fourth question: how would you describe your VTuber persona in 3 words?
Comforting, chaotic, and fun.
And I guess is there a reason for that?
Any reasons for all the choices I picked? Comforting because second time around I relaxed a bit. When I started as a VTuber, I knew everyone seemed to like the higher pitch voice, the more feminine, the more cutesy voice, and my voice isn't that way. And when I tested the waters first, I got criticized by how my voice sounds. A little too deep. Some people assume that my voice is way too forced down, and I'm like, if it was forced, I'm not gonna lie to you, Chief, it would sound completely different. But all right. Uh, so I spoke more in a higher pitch voice for a few years actually, and I stayed a bit wholesome. But the second time around, I dropped it and I explained it to my chat as well. Like, listen, I it's very exhausting having this voice and then pretending in a way like that's how I talk when in reality that's not how I talk. I know there's a lot of YouTubers that talk this way and that's completely understandable. Like you could go for it, pop off queen. I can't do it.
You're
But
good.
chaotic is when I do like naturally go high when I really want chaos. I'm causing shit. I like stirring shit. In Aztec mythology and how my grandmother and I explained how alebrijes are because in total in Mexico, alebrijes are these really cute statues that you see that you'll see a lot of vendors selling them of just amalgamations of animals with beautiful color printed patterns around them. Amalgamation meaning like it's not one solid animal. The best way to describe that is like think of a chimera, right? Same
Right.
with an alebrije. There is not one solid animal. Each animal that you see is a uniquely different animal. You can see a turtle with wings of a rooster and like legs of a cat, or a leopard with legs of a chicken having wings of a bird and horns of a ram.
Hmm.
And then it has beautiful like colorful patterns. But we kind of like always attached alebrijes being very like mysterious creatures, which is funny because it is also like Coco, the movie Coco from Disney, explained it this as well the same way, where they're very mysterious creatures but very powerful. But what diverts from it is that alebrijes in my lore are like they're associated with the deities, the gods of Aztec mythology. Um, we are basically kind of like their right hand man, depending.
Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
okay. I think I was told about this kind of stuff when I was in that right before I graduated high school. This is kind of interesting to hear it again.
Mm.
I like that.
Um, yeah. And the fun part is I like having fun with my community. Um, I'm not much of a big collaborator person. I don't really network with other VTubers. Um, 5 years I've been doing that. I've had my like fair share of like collaborations and some were good experiences, some were not so great, but um just because like certain like personalities don't really mesh together and that's okay. But having fun with my own community and just kind of like getting to talk with them, getting to interact with them not only on live but in my server. I always try to be as attentive as them and giving back of how much they support to me. Um, Having movie nights or playing games. It's always so fun. And also like recommendations with ASMR, since again, like my voice now being more relaxed, I can like talk normally. And a lot of people seem to enjoy it because it's a comforting voice to hear. And I'm like, cool. It's great. I get called mommy and stuff. And I'm like, all right, it's not really an uncomfortable word. I don't really care. I'm like, yeah, you can call me mom, it's fine. But just know I'm not. I'm not a mother. Kudos to anyone who's a mom, that's an all ultimate job right there. I cannot do that, but respect.
Yeah, I would say respect to the ones that are mothers IRL. Oh
It's,
yeah, I just realized what day it is since I watched one video recently. Um,
uh,
um, I'm thinking if I want to say it. Brain's like thinking.
okay.
I'll probably say at the end of the stream. So don't worry, guys. What makes Echo's PT different from the real you behind the avatar?
Not much. Not so much. We're kind of similar to the like mirroring each other. Myself and my VTuber, we're very kind of close to the same way of who we are as a person. Um, Being a VTuber, I know a lot of them always have this, this lore, and some of them stay in character, and I'm like, that is great. Um, I'm gonna be me, and I will kind of like eventually like add like certain things where I'm like, if people often, for example, they ask my age, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm on my like third millennium. And if people look at me weirdly, I'm like, you do realize you're talking to a VTuber, right? Like being a VTuber is still considered a faceless like streamer, so I'm not really gonna give you all that like personal information. But personality wise, we're kind of the similar. We're very much similar. I don't really switch up at all from that. Um there's not much of a huge difference between me and my VTuber model, except obviously like I'm not walking around with horns and two tails and big wings, though me and my VTuber model, we do have very vibrant red hair. So that's very funny just to for people to know like, oh yeah, I do have really fucking bright red hair. And walking around like in Mexico, like people would look at me and it's like it's fine. It's not really a normal thing to see with people with like vibrantly colored hair, but it is what it is.
And I will say when people have, when they chin the, oh my gosh, sorry.
Mm-hmm. Take your time.
Okay, brain think for a moment. Thank you. Anyways, I would basically say, when like I would say I really want to like color my hair at one point, but I'm trying to figure out what color I would want to do.
Mm,
It's like I don't know if I want to like bright red on one part and then keep the other part normal like to black bottom.
mm-hmm.
It sounds nice to, if I did that. And I would say, you would be different from your VTuber model. I bet you still are like beautiful on the outside and
Mm,
inside.
thank you.
Well, that's me just being sweet. In a way.
Mhm.
Hopefully you didn't mind that.
I do not mind. That's very kind of you.
No problem. Family taught me how to treat everyone with respect. I do my best.
Mhm.
Okay, next question. What kind of content do you enjoy streaming the most?
Um, RPG gamings, especially that's heavily story based, and just ASMRing. Honestly, even though ASMR kind of just leans a lot with talking or reading. I do like to read to my chat. So we're currently reading Stroker's Dracula, which is really fun. Um, a lot of my viewers who message me and friends who message me, they're like, "Oh, isn't it a difficult book to read because of how it's written?" And I'm like, "We're not reading William Shakespeare, first of all, right? Um, it's not that hard to understand that in the book. It's just different letters of experiences of people who met Count Dracula. Yeah, I'll switch some words around for those who don't understand what the meaning of that word is, but most of it is just good old plain English. And then RPGs, I'm very much like, I like a really good, heavy story based game. Where, like my favorite go to one at the moment that I think I can describe as like Detroit Become Human. That feels very cinematic. Or Beyond Two Souls, which is the same creators of Detroit Become Human. The Cat Lady, that one is a really nice story based game. It's a almost like a point and click. um it's very unique in its art style. It's very different. It's not like a very much like a 4K type of game where it's like high quality graphics you need. But with the story that's written, it's very nice because it does have a really deeper meaning to it, especially for those who go through depression and suicidal thoughts. um but the reason why I enjoy that is because I get very invested into the game, like to the point like I'm not ignoring my chat, but they can see that I get invested and I'm very interested in like, oh, with this character that now I got myself attached to, I want to make sure that they're gonna be okay. Like in the cat lady, her name is Susan. I want her to be okay. I don't want her to commit suicide again or attempt to commit suicide again. Um or like the Telltale games of The Walking Dead, where we literally have to protect Clementine throughout the entire series of the Telltale series and making sure she is somewhere where there's people that she can trust and be safe with, And then with Telltale, especially The Walking Dead, it's kind of like Night City. There's not usually a happy ending because eventually they end up either getting bitten or sick or die or get shot in a post-apocalyptic world of zombies. Um, but yeah, those are the genres that I enjoy playing. I think they're fun. Whether it's a very good high quality game or a very more kind of like a 2D design where you just point and click, but the story is still there. That's what kind of interests more me. It's not about like the trends, even though yes, I do hype on into the trends on certain games because genuinely for me, I'm like, oh, I am actually genuinely interested about the game. I want to see what it's this game about. Will I end up finishing it? That depends on my attention span. Um, if it's a pretty good story, then yes. If it's maybe something that I'm like, I can put it off for a couple days, then it is what it is. It's not my cup of tea.
That's very understandable, even with the genres you like. Actually, when
Mm-hmm.
you mentioned Cyberpunk, that reminds me, I need to kind of go back into that and finish some parts of the base game I have. I think, or whatever I have in there. And actually, I will say I do love the anime Cyberpunk Edge Runners. That one's so good.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of sad because like the only one that's still alive is what was her name, Lucy?
Yes, Lucy.
Lucy
And
was such a good character. Like, she was fleshed out.
in in Night City, there is no happy endings. So
Yep, and they keep good on that quote. Very good. Okay, next one. What's one thing about VTuber that surprised you after you started?
um what what surprised me as a VTuber when I first started was how quickly people got into clicks. Now there's a lot of positivity in the VTuber community if you find it, but it was what I witnessed throughout the years as a VTuber. It went up, up, up as quickly as it went down, 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 with so many Google Docs kind of spitting out every so often to people calling out other VTubers of like bad experience of them. And then when I first started, immediately everyone had their own little cliques, their own little groups. Immediately, I didn't know anyone. My first collaboration, um, we played Among Us, and genuinely everyone around me knew each other. That when like they, reported who the person was, right? They immediately guessed the new person, which is me, right? Because they don't know me. And so because of that, everyone kind of like agreed of like, oh yeah, no, it has to be Echo for sure, because like we don't know Echo that much. So she has to be like the person. She has to be the monster. And um I know it wasn't their intention, but it did kind of like affected me in the long run on me collaborating with anybody, especially big groups, because it's like if it's gonna be like that, I honestly would just mind my own business and do my own thing, which I've been doing for 5 years, right? So, and because of that, I mean, listen, I really I have a very strong personality. I'll admit to that. I'm very flawed. I'm not a perfect person. I admit to that. It's very difficult to find people to collaborate because sometimes I'm like, it depends on who's the personality type. Because I'm not gonna lie, some people I probably won't fuck with, and that's okay. It's not that I don't hate them or I don't like them. It's just like I know that their personality type won't mesh with my personality type because one will probably be more dominant than the other. So, and that's okay. People will come in for more people who are more dominant, and that I have no problem with that. And then there's other people that just like are um, you know, more on the awkward side and they don't talk enough. And it's kind of like you have to find that right balance on like who works well with who. I'm not trying to be like ill-mannered or rude about it, but it's just like because of how I experienced my own experiences on collaborations, I kind of am very much pick and choose who I'll be with and get to know. And it just makes me more like I keep myself more protected because I don't want to get into any shit show. I hate being in any sort of drama. I don't like the stupid high school shit that's going on. And it's in any community. It's not even have to be the VTuber community. I've been in Rainbow Six community. I've been in League's community. I've been in Valorant's community. I've been in, even Marvel Rivals has their own little toxic community. And like it's gonna be everywhere. You just need to make sure to find the right gems in the community.
Yeah, and there's not a lot of like good people out there half the time. There's like only a small group of them. But
Hmm.
and this world needs better people, really better people that can like love and care for each other and be nice. But we all know how that feels, and I understand how you feel about the collaboration stuff.
Hmm.
It's like how would I say it? It's when I was reaching out to you. I think when looking back at it, I could tell you were like a little bit, I guess, hesitant a little bit first. So I'm like, I'm gonna give her some time before anything else because I didn't want to like feel like I'm rushing you.
Hmm.
And I think that was the right choice. It was
Hmm.
easing into it. So yeah, I will say
Hmm.
this. I was tempted. I was gonna say, like, do you want like a McDonald's or a cookie or something? Because like
I'm
I was,
I'm I'm good.
I
Thank
just say
you.
that just to to break the ice.
Right.
Yeah, hey, at least you're laughing. That's what gets me to laugh and smile.
Hmm.
Sorry. Hopefully that didn't sound weird.
You're fine.
Okay. Oh my gosh, this question, my brain's like going too fast for my mouth. How did you decide on your model's design and style?
With that one, again, I put a little bit of like thought into it. I wanted part of like I wouldn't say old life, but I guess you can say old life. Part of my old life still is present on my design. And certain like likings and things. I wanted to still kind of like be connected to my culture, but I don't want it to be very much like heavily too much on the Aztec like design. I wanted it to be a little bit more modern. And sorry, I was just drinking water.
No, you're good.
And still kind of keeping the uniqueness of my character. Yeah, I get a lot of people who always kind of assume I'm a cat girl, or you're the first who calls me a peacock, but just mostly cat girl or kitsune. And I'm like, yeah, but no. First of all, I didn't want it to be very much Japanese based. I wanted to be more my culture, which is Mexican, right? Mexican based. So I made sure like the color palettes kind of reference a bit of my culture, especially like the flag of Mexico. My whole color palette is more predominantly red, which is part of the Mexican flag. And it usually means it symbolizes the blood of the nation's heroes who fought and died for the freedom of Mexico, right?
Right.
Um, and then the outfit concept was like I wanted to still be kind of techish, but kind of gothish, but also referencing a very well-known idol that a lot of people can, if you put two and two together, it it is who you think it might be. Right? It's not really rocket science who like design is based off of, if you just like kind of like think about it for a second. Who wears like a cute little bow tie, who wears these like weird little like cuffs that isn't really attached to the top, and who wears like the boots. And if
Oh.
you still haven't guessed it, then it's okay, it's Hatsune Miku. um Hatsune Miku has that like similarity design. I made sure that it wasn't exactly like her design. I wanted it to be my own, and I love it every step of the way. And I also love that my artist did a little bit of like referencing, especially on my tie, a crescent moon and a heartless symbol, just to reference like certain little things for me to just like, it's kind of just like for a me thing, that it's like it's me, it's still me, even after all this time. It's still me.
You know what? I love the design, and it was honestly interesting to hear more about that. Now, and I
Mhm.
am surprised that I'm the first one to say you're a peacock.
Yeah, no one really thought I was a peacock.
Well, well, now you have it every time. If you hear a nickel, if someone's you're a peacock, you have two nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it's happened once, then not
Right.
twice. I did a
Mhm.
Phineas and Ferb reference.
Um,
It literally, it's literally the difference between slating if I had a nickel for two for every 2 times, if I whatever, I can't remember how it goes. But it's just basically me just making a joke. It's like,
mhm.
hey, if you hear the peacock thing more than once from someone else besides me, it'd be funny.
Mhm.
Okay. What's your favorite part about being a VTuber?
Hmm. The my favorite part of being a VTuber is the community I've grown and the friends that I did meet that I enjoy genuinely. Um, I'm very I'm very happy for my community being very understanding and kind of just been fully supportive on where I go and what I do. And there was always kind of like this little bit of a doubt situation of like, will I graduate? Because it's like a lot of people who have been VTubers for so long end up graduating at a certain time period, whether it's like 2 years or 3 years or 4 years. And I'm like, y'all, do you realize I've been here for 5 years, right? I don't think I'm going to be graduating anytime soon. Maybe I have like doubts of like maybe I should take a break, but graduating, no, not at all. And then the friends I made along the way, I'm very grateful that they are still friends with me to this day, especially um just new friends, new and old. I'm also so grateful that I got to meet a lot of like VTubers that maybe like we've added each other, we haven't spoken yet, but it's like that's more on like me, or maybe we're both kind of just too awkward, but it's okay. Um but like there's like VTubers that like I looked up to, and now that we're friends, and I'm so glad that some of them even consider me as friends. Maybe I'm not close friends, but even so, like being friends with them makes me happy. Um I've it's been a really tough year, so I'm just kind of like very much grateful and in every person that I've met and every people that seem to also look up to me, which I'm like, holy crap. And I've never been looked up to, but that's it's very nice to hear.
Well, that I would say that's really sweet that some people look up to you.
Hmm.
Like, hmm, I don't know how I would say, but like, as long as people want to support you and look up to you, you're doing the right stuff and you're being a perfect role model for them, and they're wanting
Ah,
to do do
see,
what
that's the
they
thing,
want to do.
Chief. I don't consider myself perfect. Never want to be. That is not a label I do not accept.
Yeah, I was gonna get to that, but you said it right before I did.
Hmm.
But that's another point to say as well. We're not all perfect, and it's okay to be human.
Hmm.
Like, yes, we're having fun and not letting stuff, how would I say it? Um, I can't find a word. Basically overtake us, I guess, like ego or anything else, and just keeping our true selves. We can keep having fun. That's how I would say. I don't know how you would say it.
Hmm.
I think I said that
Yeah,
right.
it goes along those lines. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Next one. Do you have any dream collabs with other VTubers or creators?
Mm, yeah, I hope to collab with some VTubers. Some I wouldn't say collab that I got to game with, which is very fun. With some of the VTubers that I look up to, some of like my own Oshis that I look up to that I consider they're now my friends. So, and they have told me that I am their friend. So I'm like I'm content with that. But yeah, a few a few VTubers I wouldn't mind just like we can just chill and hang out. It doesn't have to be like stream or any transactional thing with like I stream, you stream, whatever. It's just more of like I feel like we would get along if we just gamed or just talked, honestly.
Yeah.
Um One would be like Rakami. I think Rakami is a really cool person and seems very sweet, and I feel like we've both have been like struggling ourselves with kind of similar situations, and I would love to one day maybe hang out with him. Um, the next one would be like Kitty McPancakes. I love him to death. He's such a wonderful friend, and I'm so proud of how he, out of the blue, kind of like became basically my Pokemon coach on playing Pokemon. Calls me in the middle of the night while I'm streaming. And he's like, Echo, 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 do you have this game? And I'm like, oh, like, Kitty, I'm streaming. Wait. Like, are you okay? Are you comfortable to stream? He's like, no, no, yeah. Look, like, I'm down. I'm like, oh, okay. But I would love to just collab with him, just like chill with him and hang out with him. Um, And then I think maybe one day would be cool to just like meet Iron Mouse. Not even collab, it's just like meet her because it's it's an honor to just meet someone who's going through so much and they're just like they're just going through it like a powerhouse. Like she's doing great. I've watched her from her very first model design. Oh, and to your current one. So it would be nice to just meet her one time.
Yeah. Well, that's understandable. Because I would say I have like some people I would want to meet. You know, some of
Mhm.
my I have met already when I was on other games and stuff. Met them by accident. I guess I wouldn't mind seeing it. I wouldn't mind gaming with Zentreya or Project
Mhm.
Melody or Iron Mouse.
Mhm.
And I will say with Centurious because I met them back then on VR chat, and I would love to like catch up with them again.
Mhm.
But I think they're busy and they probably forgot. That's fine, but like I would say those are the ones I would want to see. Everyone
Mhm.
has their dream Oshis or people they would want to meet, which is understandable. Next question. What's the hardest part of VTubing for you personally?
Mental health.
Um,
Um, I think weirdly enough, I know that's like out of the blue, like mental health. What do you mean? Like any VTuber that you or anyone who's watching knows that a lot of VTubers go through a lot, not only just for like content creation, mind you, a lot of them enjoy what they do, but it's more of like the surrounding in the community or even what's going on outside the community in personal lives. So mental health has always caused a lot of really good VTubers to step away from the community, graduate from the community, leave it all together, and just go MIA and never coming back and never looking back. And unfortunately, some that did kind of like maybe passed on. May they rest in peace. But becoming a much more severe issue because of how toxic the community has become more and more, right? There's so many people who are very two-faced. There's so many people who are just ready for the drama, for the pitchforks and the torches, and ready to just go on this fucking witch hunt on like, yeah, this VTuber is a terrible person. And I'm like, you do realize this is not the fucking witch trials, right? We're not witch hunting each and every person from maybe they making their stupid ass mistakes. Yes, there are some people in the community that are shitty people. I won't deny that. There are. Do they deserve to be like slaughtered through social media? Honestly, it's a little excessive. I don't really think so. Oh, one moment.
you're good. There we go. I would say hopefully everyone in chat's doing okay, and thank you for the follow from earlier, Sex Machine. What the heck is that name? You know that's not one of the baddest Twitch names I've ever seen in my life. Oh my lord. Oh that Oh boy. Again, hopefully everyone that's in chat while Echo's doing her thing. Hopefully everyone's doing okay. You good?
Yeah, I'm good. Sorry, they knocked on my door.
No, that's understandable. I had a feeling, so like, all you take your time. I'm gonna see what chat's doing.
Yeah.
Before we continue, and I don't know
Mhm.
if you saw it during stream, but basically someone followed called Sex Machine or something. I'm like, what the
Mm.
heck? Uh, that's
And
what.
c'est la vie.
Hey, what the? I'm not gonna ask what that meant.
C'est la vie. That's life.
Oh, okay. I was like, huh? But
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you answered the free personally
Yeah.
question.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's just one of the the biggest issues in the VTuber community is just mental health and stupidity.
Yeah,
Because
and
some of the things that it can be avoided if you just kind of turn on your neurons a little bit. I'm like, this could all be avoided if you guys kind of talk to each other, right? And
you,
just talk like grown adults, because most of these people are grown adults. Let me mind you. Okay. So I'm like, you guys are acting like high schoolers. You all are grown adults. Talk to each other. If you guys don't fuck with each other, just say it straight up. Hey, I don't fuck with you. Oh, I don't fuck with you either. Okay, I guess we go our separate ways. Boom, you're done. Block each other. I don't give a fuck. There you go. Why you got to pull up a Google Docs on on people or people that you don't like? If you don't like them, you don't like them. Okay, just don't fuck with them. Why do you got to stir up shit?
yeah.
You know,
And
it's not
honestly,
rock.
you literally said what I was about to say, and so thank you for saying that.
Mhm.
He said how I feel about that. Gosh dang! So I didn't have to say nothing. Sheesh. Thank you. I also like how you think. That was also like how I feel about like the whole Google Dockies and whoever else. Those
Mhm.
people like, can you people just talk like human beings and just say, okay, I see we don't match with each other. Block, unfriend, move on. Bye. How it should be
Literally.
done. Oh my lord. And what makes this funny before we get to the other questions, because we're almost done. I was tempted to make a video on about this. This has been that's like been an ongoing issue.
Mhm.
Oh man. But anyways, I'll tell you after that. Tell you about that after stream. You reminded me about that. Okay, next one. How would you describe your community and the people who support you?
Mm. Wonderful, chaotic, out of pocket people.
You know what? That's fair. They probably
Yeah.
look like that because they're chaotic, and then they show love and support.
Hmm.
Besides the ones
When a
calling you
chaotic
mommy.
meets another chaotic. Yeah. Well, that's fine. I could care less. Honestly, they're still wonderful people. Out of pocket, but I'll
Yeah.
still love them.
Yeah, like maybe you should like have an art piece where you're just hugging all like hugging all of them and just going,
Mm,
"Thank you guys."
no, I'm good. I have my boundaries.
Yeah, I can word it better. My sorry.
It- It's fine.
Yeah. Because, like I was saying, I do love it when communities are really nice. The streamer as a person and not like I'm trying to think. I think you know what I meant.
Hmm.
Go into it. Okay. What's a memorable or funny moment you had with your chat?
The times I gotten drunk.
Oh boy.
Oh, it's a very entertaining situation with my chat because my chat ends up being kind of making sure that I'm okay. But I'm like, I remember partially certain things about me being drunk. But it was fun how they were just trying to look out for me, but also they get very much full on entertainment when I'm actually live streaming and I'm completely drunk about it, right? Because I see a far most out of pocket situations and it's hilarious. And then a lot of people they're like, I like her when she's drunk. I'm like, I'm glad you do. I don't do it as often, but yes, it takes me a while to get fully drunk. So I because people would always ask how many drinks are you in, and I'm like, well, it's not one drink. It takes me about like six drinks. I have a very high tolerance with alcohol, so
Oh
like
my
it takes about
lord.
six drinks, maybe seven drinks. I'll say like depending on how strong the percentage of liquor it is, right? I'll say maybe like at four, but like some of them, if they're like very low on alcohol drinks, then it'll take me about six. But I
Okay.
love the memories of those because it's just like you can tell I'm like slurring my words. You can tell that my chat are clipping as much as possible. I'm like the most out of pocket things that I say. It's funny.
Yeah, I understand that because like when you're drunk, you're just like, "Hadaida."
Well, not all the time, but yes.
Yeah.
There's different types of drunks. So not
Uh.
all of them are that way. There's some that are very much in a very completely opposite way. And you always have to be careful. That's why you have to be, you know, weary when you actually drink because you don't know what you can say or do that could also cause, unfortunately, your demise or hurt someone else's feelings.
Definitely. That's why
Mm-hmm.
drink in moderation and make sure you have stuff to get it out of your system.
Moder- Moderation, yeah.
Yeah. It's like I'll say when I drink, it only takes one or two to get me. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
like lightweight mode activated.
Right.
Don't give me a fireball drink or like a crown royal drink. I will be gone.
Mm.
That literally makes me go, where am I? And I would just be like, oh, hi. The way you
I'm very.
laugh or smile with your model,
Hmm?
the way you like laugh or smile with your model gets me to giggle a little bit.
Why?
Oh, I don't know. It just when you giggle, it just makes me kind of like smile. Like it makes me happy.
Ah.
Yeah, it's fine. It's just something that's I guess I have certain things that get me to like cheer up.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just something. Okay.
That's fine.
Hmm. What are your goals for the future as a VTuber?
Hmm. Well, honestly, my goals is kind of just working on growth and kind of explore a little bit more on learning how to ask for help when people offer help. Making sure my community and everyone else know kind of who I am. I've been considering on doing some agency works, so I might do that. I'm not going into Ninja or Hollow to say the least, but just kind of like in a group where maybe I have the same kind of like wavelength as other people would be nice. I mean, I'm also in an idol group, so that is at the moment in a temporary hiatus for the time being, just due to some of our like peeps that need a moment, which is completely understandable. But maybe doing some concerts too eventually. I mean, I actually did do a concert not too long ago on Sunday, um, in front of actual people, which was very nice. It was very fun. So maybe I'll go leaning more to that.
Hmm. I will say when people do concerts like singing, it's I always love to hear people sing. Interesting. I think when I was in one of your streams, you were singing. I was just like, while working outside, I'm like, oh my gosh, she is going at it.
Hmm.
I was just like, dang, I don't usually like run into people that like can sing like that half the time. It's like a rare gem in a dozen, and you did really good.
Thank you.
No problem. I like to be honest when people sing.
Mm,
I'm not like a person that's like niche into it because I'm still
mm.
trying to practice singing. I will say 10 out of 10 with the song you
Thank
did.
you. Hmm.
You're welcome, man. I think my mannerisms are showing.
Mm.
uh, but I will say that's understandable though, and I would honestly, when you do this stuff and whatever else, I hope it goes well for you.
Thank you.
No problem. Okay, next question. If you could be in any game or anime, which one would you pick and why?
Any game or any what? I'm sorry.
Uh, any game or anime, which one would you pick and why?
Ah. Mm. Hmm. I wouldn't mind voicing in maybe one of the characters from Marvel Rivals would be cool, or any like gotcha games like Wuthering Waves or Genshin, or honestly more on Zenless Zone. I would not mind voicing inside Zenless Zone Zero as a new character. That would be really fun. In an anime, um, hmm, I would say it's kind of hard. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, ooh, I would love to be a character in Dandaran for sure. There's a character
Ooh,
there in Dandaran. It's not shown yet in the show, but in the books, if anyone has read it, I would love to voice a certain character there. I'm not gonna say who because I don't want to spoil, but yeah, Dandara would be really cool to voice into. Maybe Chainsaw Man. I have my thoughts on who Chainsaw Man and Spy X Family.
oh yeah, Spy X Family is a good one.
Mhm.
I love Anya because Anya's just like, ah, and then the one of the spy parents will be like, "What do you do to my girl?" Just start beating anyone up. I'm like, I love this.
Mhm.
uh,
Yeah.
I need to watch that anime more because I know I was watching it and then I stopped. I'm like, crap, I need to keep watching it so I can get caught up. 'Cause I don't know how many seasons there are.
Two and a movie.
Okay, noted. Well, after when I'm done with season one, I got season two to watch. Noted.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's good to know. But with everything else you said and picked, that's very understandable. um, yes, if I would want to say something, I guess I would pick. I always say Gears of War for a game, but like I would probably do Slime Rancher if I was in there, and then for anime, uh, wouldn't say Dragon Ball because that universe is always in like dire universe situations. Um, you know what? Why not? Seven Deadly Sins for the anime one if I choose one. If why
Mm-hmm.
not? And I would probably want to be Escanor because that dude has like a really really good character development. Then, but that's all I would say. Okay, next one. What kind of music or vibe do you like having during your streams?
It's between just kind of like gothic music, more of like classical music, and or dreamcore type music.
Or,
Mm-hmm.
huh? I heard Nightcore, but not Dreamcore.
Yeah.
I guess it's the same thing but different. I guess.
No, not at all.
Oh,
You know,
oh, now I'm interested in after streams
night
of.
nightcore music is kind of more songs that are kind of like very sped up, like the voice is very pitch kind of type deal. If I'm not mistaken,
Yeah.
they're taking an original song and they kind of just speed it up a bit, and the voice is a little bit um pitchy. Dreamcore is more like nostalgia type of music that you hear, like surrealism, like emotional ambience. There's not like a formal music genre for this. It's kind of just more of like a vibe. It's an aesthetic kind of thing. It's very ethereal. It's very dreamy. Um, it sounds kind of like very nostalgic. It gives you like melancholy and comfortness. So,
Hmm,
mhm.
interesting.
Most of the time, I listen to music that's kind of like it could fit in the back rooms, kind of thing.
Oh.
Hmm.
You know, that makes okay. Now understanding what it is, that makes sense. Just like
Hmm.
I was so confused, like, huh? Like Dreamcore like threw me off. Well, now I
And
know
it's
something. Oh, go ahead.
it is a thing. That's all I was gonna say.
Okay, I was just gonna say as well. Like now I learned something new. I'm gonna keep that in the head for a while until my brain makes me forget. I always can look back at the stream on YouTube or Twitch or whatever, or Spotify when I put it on Spotify. Next one, because after this we have like three more questions after this one. Okay. You ever get nervous before going live, or does it feel natural now?
Feels more natural now, especially as a 2D VTuber, because it's just me. I'm not putting a facade. I'm not putting a face. I'm not putting a voice. It's me. So it's more natural. It's more comforting.
Hmm.
Hmm.
That make that makes a lot of sense. Since it takes like a while or years to get used to it, but that makes sense for you since you're used to it. That's on how long
Yeah,
you've
I
been
mean,
streaming.
I guess you can say that. When I first became like a streamer, it wasn't very nervous. I wasn't really like usually nervous in the first time. When I became a VTuber, a 3D VTuber, it was a little more nerve-wracking because I have to kind of like have my voice in a higher pitch. I have to have a very much more of an upbeat kind of attitude, when in reality I don't really have much of an upbeat kind of attitude. I have more of like a like I'm chilling, I'm soothing. And I'll and I know like most of the time that kind of personality, a lot of people seem to laugh very nervously around me because they assume I'm judging them. I'm like, I'm not judging you. It's just this is just my demeanor.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I make. Oh my gosh, I need to stop using it. Uh, my vocabulary is just like using one word again. It
Hmm.
makes a lot of sense though. Also, I was gonna mention one thing before getting to the other one. Other question.
Hmm.
I do like the little thing on the head on your VTuber model. The little snake that's on top of your head.
Hmm.
Which is like,
That's
eh,
my deity.
oh,
Like I said earlier from one of your questions, that's Quetzum.
oh, okay. I need to really look into like the Mexico lore, culture. Why did I say lore?
Mythology.
Yeah, mythology. So I wonder,
Mythology.
mytho- oh gosh, so myth,
Mythology.
uh, oh no, I have another word I can't say correctly. Now I know how my spiral sister feels when she can't say hippopotamus. Ah, great. He's gonna torture me on that.
Hmm.
Uh, sorry. Okay, next
Hmm.
one. What's your go-to snack or drink during long streams?
Water, hibiscus water, cucumber water, and Japanese peanuts, or sabritones, which isn't really like chips per se. Closest thing to that kind of texture is kind of like pork rinds, but it's not really, but it's kind of like that.
Hmm. Understandable. I'll say I would go for water, or if I want like a lot of energy, I would grab an energy drink, a
Yeah, I
dose
don't
energy drink. But I try to just
do not
stick with
drink.
water.
No, unless I'm going to work. But yeah, no, I don't do that for streaming. Maybe coffee, but even then, um, I try not to.
Because water's usually the best thing, so you don't get strep throat. That's what.
Um, whoa, strep throat.
Well, no, I think you only get that if you drink too much milk. I can't remember how that happens.
Hmm.
Yeah, little off track a little bit. I sometimes do drink a lot of milk.
Okay.
I don't
That's fine.
don't know why. It's probably because I like having it with dinner stuff when I have dinner over, or just at random times.
Mhm.
And as I
Um,
was, oh, go ahead.
no, I
Sorry.
was just kind of, no, you're fine. I was just trying to think, like, you can't really get strep throat by drinking milk. Usually it's more of like when you come in contact with someone who already has strep throat, you know, um, because
Oh,
it's a bacteria, like touching people or contaminated like surfaces, sharing food or drinks, or your close contact with somebody, um, a person who's coughing or sneezing.
okay. And it looks like Lush just said it in chat, so okay. Understood.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just like I forget how that works because like I know sometimes my throat just gets really dry, or I get that sometimes. So that's understood. Oh, oh, now I remember how I got it during this here. Gosh dang it. Okay, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like I was confused how it happened during this year before Silver. It was like right around August. So I'm like, okay, now I know what happened. Okay. And next question. If money wasn't an issue, what would your dream VTuber setup look like?
Hmm. Well, hmm, if money was an issue, my dream setup. Usually, I would like to have my privacy and kind of soundproof my room because I don't want to be loud for the people who live with me to hear me scream and shout. That would be like the first thing. And then PC wise, I would love to have at least two PCs with I'd say three monitors. I think four would be excessive for me. Um, just so I can have one that's focusing on like my content and gaming, and then other for just like work related stuff, but also in case like I don't have room for like maybe bigger games because Jesus Christ. But if I can do that in all in one PC, that'd be great. Um, but yeah, I mean, honestly, the goal is more of like just having a good like atmosphere in my room where I stream and and just it would be great to just kind of like have at least a bit more privacy where there's no one's kind of like knocking on my door every so often while I'm in the stream. And that way I don't get really interrupted.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That makes a lot of sense because I know how that feels.
Mm-hmm.
And when I have asked if I could do that, the big fat no. Oh, that's okay, Lush. Go do what you need to do, hun. Again, I understand that it's a pain.
Yeah.
And when I get called, I'm like, gosh, dang, stop calling me. Didn't I tell you I was streaming? Like, I like grab like, okay, where's the talking stick so I can talk first? It's
Mhm.
just them. I'm like, shush, mom, shush. Let me talk.
Oh my. My mother would kill me if
Mine,
I even say that.
mine would get after me, or if my dad shows up, I'm like, I'm dead. I am so dead.
Mm-mm. I would
What
not say shush, mom. Mm-mm.
makes it worse, I sometimes call my mom a sloth for a few reasons, and it does not end well. Your face is just going, oh, why would you say that?
Mm-hmm.
But I guess it doesn't sound like why you would never say anything bad to moms, which I would say for any of the moms uh,
Parents.
and parents. Actually, after this one question, I remember what I was going to say from earlier. Uh, so with this question, any advice you give to someone who wants to start VTubing?
Have your priorities straight on what you're actually trying to do as a VTuber, right? Um, please don't do it for all the wrong reasons, whether it's money or you want clout. If you are literally coming in for that, just walk away. Save your money. Just walk away because that's not going to happen. Because it takes a little bit more effort than that. And then take your time on who you actually want to get to know and trust, and have actual people that aren't in that community still kind of like back you up in a way, and make sure that you're humbled. Because if you don't have anyone who's humbling you and you get all a bunch of yes men like, yeah, no, that's a great idea. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, yeah, do that. Yeah, da, da, da. No, I would like someone to be humbled. Like, I don't know about that one, Chief. Like, if you're gonna be like talking about this, like, think about it for a second in the community. What are they gonna say? You know, like think first before you do stuff like that. So having good people around you would be great. And take your time because it takes time.
Definitely.
It's not a one trick pony. If you see people like, oh, they just kind of like became VTubers overnight, they're successful, they have a like, it's not because of that. They had a lot of time and effort on working on where they wanted to be. They probably had a community beforehand, before they became a VTuber, and they're just following them. So just be patient with yourself and make sure to check up on yourself, and you know, do your research and educate yourself because you still need to learn. Okay, because some things that you can say might be very incorrectly, and someone will correct you and they will probably call you a dumbass, and then it can become a much bigger situation than it should be.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And with what Echo said right there, that's really straight to the point on how things are, even during VTubing.
Mm-hmm.
Since now I remember from one thing from one of the questions earlier when we were talking about parents and moms, I will say for any of the moms and girls out there, if you have cancer, we're all here for you and much love. And I only mention this since I remember watching that Forisha clip from today and on one day. So anyone out there with breast cancer, much love. And if you're a mom as well, much love to you and your families. Right, Echo?
Mm-hmm.
I just thought I mentioned that since when I watched the video from Forisha on YouTube as well, since I posted it there,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, wait, today's the 29th. So I'm like, I guess I'm just gonna mention this since I'm like, before I forget. Hopefully you didn't mind that. But
Okay.
I will say, hopefully everyone had fun with the stream and all this. And I really do hope you guys do enjoy FoxTails. the VTuber podcast that we've been doing. And actually, how did you enjoy this episode with us today, Echo?
Um, Pretty good. It's that that question threw me off.
You're
Pretty
good.
good. It was a good episode. Question.
No,
Very good questions. But yeah.
yeah. I'll say maybe later on when this stuff gets to basically how would I say it? To episode 10 for season 1. What I'm probably gonna do for season 1 episode 10, I'm probably gonna grab some people from the past episodes and have them together. It would just mean I would have to find the time to have them all together. Torture. That'll figure it out.
Right.
Besides that, I will say when everyone is grabbed for that day and everything else, make sure to give everyone love and support. And it will be like, how many people can I have in VTube Studio when doing that?
I'm not sure. Do forgive me. I might actually have to leave a little earlier because I'm getting summoned at the moment. So I have things to do.
Yeah, no, you're good. Anyways, I'm gonna be reading out. And Echo, thank you for coming. And I will see you and everyone next time. And I had fun with this today. Bye bye.